Hey, welcome back. Civil servants could be going on strike. The Public Servants Association, PSA, is considering taking action against government. Negotiations between the two parties deadlocked after government proposed a 1.5% salary increase, while unions want 7%. Let's speak now to PSA's Reuben Maleka, who joins me now for that conversation. Reuben, thank you for joining me. So are we at a point where we're really looking at the prospect of a strike being a real rather than a remote possibility?
Yeah, thank you very much, Thulasizwe and viewers at home. Yeah, definitely, we are currently balloting our members. We have started with the balloting on the 17th of June. We will be ending our balloting on the 28th of June, subject to the results, which obviously preliminary reports that we can look into shows very well that the members, about 90% of them are saying that the only solution is to strike. And we are looking at the possibilities of, after the 28th, we will be issuing a notice to strike. And we'll look at other factors. And I know that the question is that how are we going to strike during this COVID-19 and the second and the third wave? All those factors will be considered, and we know exactly where we are going to hit. We know that there's upcoming elections, and with the upcoming elections, political parties also will have to go out and start campaign. If political parties can campaign, we will also be able to strike.
What does that mean? If political parties can campaign, you'll be able to strike. Are we talking here, because striking and picketing and protest are separate concepts, right? You could be on strike but not picketing. Are you talking specifically about the ability to demonstrate outside and show your anger on the streets?
Definitely, because as you are rightly so, Thulasizwe, we can take any form of a protest or a strike. Could be a stay away, could be a picket, could be an actual demonstration and march to the Union building. I'm referring to a stance of saying we believe that at a time as others can hold rallies, others can hold mass meetings, therefore it cannot be precluding us as trade unions also to strike. So it should be one thing that must be considered as if political parties can hold rallies to do the campaigns, we also as a trade union will be in a position to go to the building, because we believe that at this point in time, the only person that can listen to us at this point in time is the president of the country, and Tate Ramaphosa. We know that he understands our language. He has already proved that he understands the plight of the workers. He has advocated for the parliamentarians. He has said that parliamentarians are making ends to meet. So if he can understand that parliamentarians who are any way above public servants are struggling, I'm sure you'd understand that we struggle more, especially that we don't have, we are not provided with housing like parliamentarians. We have to buy our own electricity other than like parliamentarians. So all those factors gives us courage that it's time that we demonstrate. We understand even from media reports that the Minister of Finance went to address a particular conference where he promised them that the unions are not going to get an increase. So we're not going to play around and go under certain long process of facilitation like other unions are doing, where obviously the ministers made a call that is not give us anything. So we understand the only language that is understood in this country is the demonstration, is when people picket, that the government listens.
I see what you did there, Reuben, with the using the president's words against him when he was talking about parliamentarians are struggling to make ends meet and juxtaposing that with the plight of ordinary civil servants. I see what you did there. You're saying that you're balloting until the 28th of this month among your members whether you should go out on a full-blown strike, but the preliminary indications are that about 90% of your members actually think, quote-unquote, in your words, the only solution is to strike. Why is striking the only solution? What has led us to this point where this is the only solution in as far as you are concerned?
It's because of the nature of how the government wants to negotiate with us. You go to negotiations, you spend 3 days, they just look you into your eyes and say nothing. But at the same time, they also give us 1.5, which you already have. So how do you say that we are giving increase of something that we have? And you can see that this is not serious. They are not willing to negotiate with us. At the same time, if you can hear the Minister of Finance going in public, not talking to us, talking to the public, saying that those people are not getting anything, you can see how we are actually fooling ourselves to continue talking, because they've made their minds. They are not even giving us a respect to call us and say, guys, this is the situation. If I can tell you, Thulasizwe, at this point in time, I don't know which union has ever met the Minister of Public Service Administration, any union that has met Minister of Finance, just to get explanation. You can see the arrogance, the ignorance, and even the undermining of trade unions. So we have no choice under the circumstances. If you've got leadership that doesn't care, doesn't even speak to us, so we don't understand why other unions can still believe that there's something that will come out. There's nothing that will come out. People don't respect us, don't even give us any ear. So it's time that this point in time, especially us as PSA, because we believe that this point in time, maybe all employees must just, rely on the PSA, because it looks like we are the only union that has got a voice that can speak on behalf of members. That's why we believe that we have to find a space to go and demonstrate and show that, in fact, this plight is the workers' plight, not only for members of PSA. Every worker is having an increase.
Lastly, Reuben, how do you want South Africans to understand this potential for a strike, this very real potential for a strike by your members at this current moment, given the situation that we are facing? You will face people who will be saying to you, well, you chose a fine time to go on strike, given not only the state of our economy in the doldrums, but also the shabby state of public finances. You keep referring to what the Minister of Finance is talking about in as far as the civil service wage bill is concerned, for example. What will you say to South Africans, also considering that I appreciate that you as unionists and workers don't go on strike, easily. It doesn't come easy because it costs you as well when you are on strike. But how should South Africans understand your reasoning of going on strike at this particular moment in as far as our finances and our economy is concerned?
This is a message to South Africans that the time of waiting to criticize unions must stop. The South African citizens, they know what happened to this country, and they said nothing. They were watching on the sidelines when the purse of this country was looted. And today, the conditions where we are, it's not about COVID-19. Yes, of course, COVID-19 came and exacerbated the situation in terms of the economy. But we know, even before COVID-19, September 2019 already, the government was saying they don't have money. Then the question is that, what happened to the money? The same public was there. The same public knew, and they were aware of what is happening in the country, and they said nothing. Therefore, they cannot now, because we public servants, we are talking, then they believe that we are the problem. We are not the problem. They know the problem. They must stand up and not wait for us to stand up.
All right. Thank you for that. Reuben Maleka of the Public Servants Association there. He says you must stand up as a South African. Don't wait for them to stand up. You know exactly why we find ourselves in this situation. The issue of COVID-19 may be a part explanation, but it's not the full explanation of why we are in crisis as a country. So the clock is ticking. Today is the 21st of June. They are balloting until the 28th. And he already tells us that early indications are that about 90% of their members think that striking is, quote unquote, the only solution at the moment.